Ejini program Youth Talk ahachinana na mshanzu katonyezi mwenda Voice of Kamwenge uhurichiriza
87.9 FM VOK Radio is the radio station you're joining right now, and welcome to the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. We have taken a visit to Kyabenda Secondary School. It is a school located in the outskirts of Kahunge Town, in Kahunge Town Council. And like we've been moving to several schools, it is where we are, and we are basically talking to students of Kyabenda Secondary School. I've been moving to different schools, and it is no difference at Kyabenda Secondary School. Some students have masks, some others don't have. It is one of the recommendations from the Ministry of Education that we should observe standard operating procedures. But it is happening in some schools, and some other schools it is not happening. But anyway, on the Youth Talk Show today, we are looking at the situation in the schools and, of course, relating to the month we are spending at schools. We are starting with you, Madam. What's your name and which class do you attend to?
My name is Katabaz Kelaila. I'm in Form 2E.
Where do you come from? What's the name of your village?
I come from Kahunge Town Council.
Okay.
It's near the hospital of Kyabenda.
Okay. Thank you very much. How was life in lockdown to you as a girl child?
In lockdown, it helped me to learn more things from my parents, work, cooking. I used not even to know how to dig, but my mom used to teach me in the lockdown, so the lockdown took me like that.
It was a bigger issue, especially during the times of lockdown, to the side of girl children. How about you? Did men, boys, disturb your peace during lockdown?
As you know, it can't miss. But me at home, they used to keep us home. So in COVID, don't walk. When you walk, you will be affected. You get the disease. So we used to stay home, not going to town every time. Anyhow,
you've been at school for a month now. How is the situation, especially on academics? And on Beraya when Komweji wa Kyabenda Secondary School?
I could even not remember what I studied last year, but now I came, we are studying in groups like in our new curriculum. It's helping me to inquire from a friend. If I don't know this one, I ask like my friend and the friend tells me, so I'm coming up.
Thank you very much. We are looking at gender balance. What's your name?
My name is Ainaman Melvin, Senior 3 East, Kyabenda Secondary School. You
have an expensive watch. Tommy is some big brand in the world. What were you doing during lockdown that gave you some money maybe?
Nothing much that I was doing, just that we were good children to our parents, so they bring us gifts. Nothing much that we are doing, just obeying our parents.
So it's a gift from your parents?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, in lockdown, most of the students have failed to report back to schools because they started doing some jobs that are giving them money. What were you basically doing during lockdown?
As you know, when you got home, many parents expected us to go in other alternatives because it was the second lockdown, and in the first lockdown many students had lost hope. So many of us and many of the pupils were expecting to go in the other alternatives, but when we went in the second lockdown, our parents got us with an iron hand. So we couldn't do any other job, just digging for our parents. Only that.
Did you for some time concentrate on your books?
When you get in the village, many things happen and we see many things, the other friends that we were not seeing when we were at school. When we go to the village, we did other alternatives. We didn't do those of reading, no.
Thank you very much. It's now a month you're at school. How is the situation?
The situation at school, it's not boring because just that we had gone a long time not at school. We were used of the conditions in the village, but we shall catch up. It's not too bad.
Thank you very much. It is still Voice of Kamwenge. We are at Kyabenda Secondary School, and we are discussing with the students of Kyabenda Secondary School. You also have an expensive watch, and we have been hearing issues of men to young girls in lockdown. How was your situation in lockdown, and what's your name?
My name is Namara Claire, Senior 2 East.
How did you face your lockdown days?
My lockdown was not so bad because during the lockdown I went to my uncle's place, had a supermarket, I worked there, he could pay me. So the money I got is the one I used and bought on this watch.
You moved to lockdown and your uncle gave you a job, and by being at that job, a lot of people come to your job place and they include men. How did it happen to your life? Abistabinji badizirendo mu lockdown and they have not reported back to schools. How about you?
Of course, men could come, some could come as customers, but when they have different intentions. But as me, you first have to know which intentions the men had. It was my decision to decide either I go with them or I stay there.
Okay.
So as for me, I decided not to go with them. That's why I'm safe and I had to come back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, you're at school, it's almost a month. How is the situation? Iwo muntu wabirumanyire kushitama ha supermarket bakarete sente ukazireba ukanywa yogurt ukanywa chi. How is life at school? You're facing porridge that even getting sugar is a bigger issue. How is the situation at school?
Of course, when I just reported, I came, it was on Wednesday, Thursday morning, I was sick. The situation was too bad because I had been used to the situation of the other side. If you want something, eat it. If you want something, take it. But now when I came, I found the situation again came to push, and then the situation was not too good, but I'm now coming up.
How about academics? Or your lockdown, if you were working, there was no time for books. Are you coping up with the situation of, finding that, first of all, you attained automatic promotion? How is the situation with academics?
When they had just closed, I first revised my books, and also my dad used to put me on online studying. Okay. But after, when they put the first time the president stopped, he said that he has given us more mark. And then I lost hope. I lost everything, and that's when I had to go to work. Okay. But now, when I came back, started cooperating with my fellow students. I'm getting to the thing today. Okay.
Thank you very much. People who lost hope, some of them are married, some others are pregnant and they're at home. She lost hope and gotten something to do, and she came back to school. What's your name, brother?
My name is Ivan Tuiriwe. I'm in Senior 5 Science.
How was the situation during your lockdown days?
Because the situation was not easy. We had previously gone to school, spent there some good time, enjoying the school life. We could request for some pocket money from our parents, we eat and enjoy. But now when we went back to the village, we could not see money. Our parents would overwork us. We could go in the garden all the time, all this time digging, which we were not familiar with. And now getting the money was a bit a problem, because our parents would say, now if it so happens and they reopen schools, shall need to go back with the scholastics and maybe some money, so we must work hard. The condition was very serious. And when we could get some good time, we went for some work outside to get some money to sustain ourselves. Maybe for our parents have not provided enough. Okay.
What were you basically doing during lockdown?
We had completed our UNEB in April. Now I worked for 2 months at home. Then I went to Ntoroko district and did and I was just in a restaurant working. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, did you get some time to, maybe before you did your senior 4 exams, would you get time to concentrate on reading?
Yeah, of course. It was the time when we are coming from the first lockdown. And for me, in the first lockdown, I had gone with my books. I kept on reading, and when we came back at school, Kyabenda is a bit a serious school. We concentrated heavily. We did some revision papers, and it was good that for us we had covered a lot in the syllabus. Though we completed some part of the syllabus in some subjects, a bigger percentage was covered, so we did not find it so much difficult because of the seriousness of our teachers, and also our administration was a bit serious. So, okay. Yeah.
How is the situation at school? You were in Senior 5. It's now a month. As a result, having spent a lot of time in lockdown.
Okay. The school situation is, of course, okay, because previously we had you could eat portion beans, plain beans, but now About it is because of the COVID period, they put for us some dinners and some cabbages at times. Even every evening we take tea with the jinga. So you see, at least we are improving on our diet. And another thing, for academics, it is very okay because I see the classes are going on normally. Actually, I expected some students be going back for maybe like COVID issues like those ones, but at least I haven't seen any case. So I thank God for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It is still Voice of Kamwenge. We are at Kyabenda Secondary School. It is a school that is located in Kahunge Town Council, and we are talking to students about their situation at school, having reported on 10th of January. Embere mu mashomero zemerere zita, and you hear I think at Kyabenda Secondary School they tell you ngu abana nibabatekera amizi bateka mutangawizo mwazo kugira ngo we keep up fighting against COVID-19. You know what Jinga can do on those issues. Club Africa has an ambassador at Kyabenda Secondary School. What's your name?
My name is Lilian Nyelaguhirwa, Form 6, and I am the school head girl.
Lilian Nyelaguhirwa.
Yeah.
Rakomeye.
Chan.
So, how was your situation during lockdown?
The situation during the lockdown, of course, it can't be like that one at school, because when we go to the village, that is a different story about the works, everything that we experience. It's not like school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the situation depending on your lifestyle. Lockdown, would you get those boys to disturb you or men? Because we have had reports that some girls fail to report because of early marriages, teenage pregnancy, even. How about you as a girl child?
It depends on someone and the family background, whatever. So like me at home, it's not a guarantee that every time you feel like moving, you move where you feel like. You move when you have just like a vision, or they send you somewhere, or you have a particular thing that you're going to do. So me at home, I'm not all that way used to moving. I move when they have sent me for something, either doing any other activity like churching.
How about if they meet you either at church or they find you at home?
But like we as girls, it depends the way you handle them. A guy maybe approaches you, there is a way they approach. So maybe the guy, like these rappers, but I don't think this time around you have those people. Yeah. So the guy, the way the guy approaches you, you have to figure out and see the way you can handle him in any situation. Yes.
Do you have cases of girls who have failed to come back to school because of those issues related to men and pregnancy?
Yeah, girls may be there because as COVID-19 results, it brought about to some generational like catastrophe and some entrenched qualities where some parents were like, a parent is like, let me just be with my girl or my boy so that he can finish senior 4, or this term I leave him, do other things. So that parent right now, after the reopening, couldn't even think of bringing the child back to school. And there are those people like COVID leveled everything and leveled all of us. But it's a different story. It bridged a gap between the poor and the rich. Yes.
Okay.
Because some people were like, now COVID, if they reopen, you have the facilities to facilitate our children and so forth. So there you see those people who had no sympathetic hearts to do like let me put my girl or my boy back. Those people, seriously, they are suffering, and because we know cases of those girls and boys who remained in the village, only that parents failed to facilitate them going back to school. So there you see it bridged a very big gap between the rich and the poor, thereby bringing some generation catastrophe and entrenched qualities.
It is happening in the youth. It is the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. You've been at school. It's now a month. How do you meet the situation at school, having spent a lot of time in lockdown?
The situation all that way, it can't be the same because we are almost 3 weeks at school, and I think you can even hear my voice. So some of us you have some flu like and coughs like it, but we are treating it because we have a sick body in school. So we are treating. And the situation of the school, of course you can't immediately adhere to the situations, but we are trying, like catching up with studies, waking up for winter. Some of us used to sleep until 8:30 morning,
Yes.
but now we wake up at around 3:30 there. So things are not simple, but we are catching up. We know that if we elapse a month, then everything will be normalized.
You're a student leader, you're the head girl. Good thing that you maybe know what is happening in dormitories and in the entire school for both day and boarding girls. Abisi banyu Kyabenda Secondary School. But how is the situation? Do you have cases of maybe omushtakisha ine nkenda y'ebiro bibiri?
We had heard of that thingy when we were still at home, but when we reported, we thought of those cases, but we didn't report any unhappy of us. So we felt happy, so that we didn't encounter such. So our girls, I even thank them, by the way.
They abstain.
Yeah, they tried to abstain, and a very big number that I didn't expect that will come back. So we are very many, and girls are many compared to boys, by the way. Yeah.
So boys, what happened to them?
I don't know, maybe.
Now, as we wind up, what would be your message? You're a student leader to some other girls, obundi arinkomucharo, obunda kajirenda, and she would want to come back to school, but that opportunity is limited. Obundi na ati nako kuija ishomera kashoma n'abana kandi wayinenda bo batazina.
Yeah, that thing is not good to some students, and some may fear to come back. But I'm like, because conceiving, it doesn't mark the end of the studies. Even if after conceiving you can even go back to school. But if they see that they can't make it, then they can wait after giving birth. They come and continue, because education awaits. And the last thing I wanted to say to some parents in the village, we are in lockdown. We are in COVID, and I think the administration won't allow students this chasing of school fees. It may not be there. So I'm appealing to them to look for some fees, and they send to students so that they remain in school without being perturbed. Yeah.
It's a good message there to parents. If parents have money, because it is still Voice of Kamwenge. You're listening to the Youth Talk Show, and we are at Kyabenda Secondary School. We are talking about the situation at schools. These students have reported on 10th. We are almost reaching to a month, and they're at school. How is their situation? You hear stories here and there. Abantu disturbed them, lockdown. And it has been the same on different schools we've visited too. That's a red pen, or?
They are all blue pens.
Hey, okay.
Ido Asasira, that's my name.
Ido Asasira. Which religion? No, Olio Amongo Mwema, Olio Muzunguza. What is the Ido name?
Ido is a Christian name. I'm an Anglican. Yeah, I believe in Christ. That's it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your situation during lockdown days? Almost how was the situation?
Well, people say it's a myaka, but I personally say it's a myaka shot because I'm now in senior 6 for the 3rd year, so it appears a bit strange. But well, the situation in lockdown was a bit discouraging for us. Like, you're looking at the situation and you're like, I should now be doing this. I should be maybe at campus, or if it's not campus, I should be in the senior 6 vacation. So we were like a bit desperate, and we lost all hope.
Okay. So you're back to school. And how do you face life?
Well, we came just like we were desperate in our villages and our homes. But well, these teachers are trained. They don't expect you to remain the way you've come. So we had some meetings with them. They were like, they encouraged us. Somewhere we meet our friends, they change our minds. So we are now catching up with the situation.
You're a grown-up nigger boy. Why did you come from lockdown? Most of the boys of your age have decided to look at beautiful girls and marry them.
I've told you before, I'm the Christian, the religious minister of this place. I could be a nigger boy like you've said, but I don't like saying that. Well, I could like the children, but it's not the time. I'm giving that some good years. I don't like think about children this time around.
Okay. Most of the boys of your age, when lockdown came and maybe going back to school was not coming soon, bakasharamu kuronda bakazi and they are married. Some boys have decided to take the course of business. Obundo mwana katandikaho chapati, and he has gotten some money, and he looks at school as something that will not, bring money soon. What would be your message to those people?
They might look at schooling as a long process of getting the money they need, but it's a long but sure process. That's the message I can give. They just have to be patient.
Okay.
If they are earning that, they need to know there's more money maybe somewhere else when they have gone through school.
Okay.
That is what has kept us in school. Otherwise, we could have joined the chapatis and the borders,
Okay. Thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge Reading Amama Runchi is where we are. You're still listening to the Youth Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live.